Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Eureka Math Module 2, Lesson 5. This is Miss Moreno. Today's title says that you will be creating division stories. So let's see how the learning targets relate to the title. I will divide fractions by creating my own word problems. So you're going to create your own word problems today. I will select a measurement of division problem, draw a model, find the answer, choose a unit, and set up a situation. So let's see what this is going to look like. But we always start with an opening exercise, so go ahead and stop here. Complete this division problem using a tape diagram, and then come back when you're ready. So I have 8/9 divided by 2/9, and the first thing I look at is the denominators. And 8/9 and 2/9 both have the denominator of 9. So since they are like denominators, I can move on. So let me draw my tape diagram, and because they are out of 9, I'm going to partition my tape diagram into 9 equal parts and label each unit 1/9. The value of each unit is 1/9. So now I need to shade in 8/9. So here's 1/9, 2/9, 3/9, 4/9, 5/9, and I'm going to keep going till I get 8/9. And I'm going to label that 8/9. Now I want to see how many 2/9 there are. How many groups of 2/9 are there in 8/9? So here's 1/9 plus 1/9. That's 2/9. That's one group. 1/9 plus 1/9 is 2/9. So now I have two groups. 1/9 plus 1/9 is 2/9. So far I have 1, 2, 3 groups. And 1/9 plus 1/9 is 2/9. I have 4 groups of 2/9. Here we have 4 groups of 2/9. Therefore, the answer is 4. So I can conclude that 8/9 divided by 2/9 equals 4. Okay, now let's move on. We're given another division problem, only in this case we need to use a number line. Molly's friend Xavier also has 11/8 cups of strawberries. He needs 3/4 cups of strawberries to make a batch of tarts. How many batches can he make? And draw a model. And they specifically said use a number line. So because this is review, pause the video and then turn it back on when you're ready to go over it. So I'm going to go ahead and write 11/8 divided by 3/4. And I notice that I have different denominators. I have a denominator of 8 and a denominator of 4. Before I can continue, I need to have like denominators. And I need to do that by finding the lowest common multiple of 8 and 4. And I know that the lowest common multiple of 8 and 4 is 8. So my new division problem is 11/8 divided by 6/8. So now I can go ahead and draw my number line. We always start at 0. And because it's out of 8s, I'm going to increase my diagram by 8s. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8. And I'm going to keep going until I hit 11/8. But I do want to stop right here at 8/8 to point out that that is one whole. And I'm going to keep going because this is an improper fraction. 9/8, 10/8, 11/8. I just showed you 11/8. Now, I want to see how many groups of 6/8 there are in 11/8. 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8. That's 6/8. So that's one group of 6/8. I need to make another group. I need to find 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I only have 5 out of 6. I only have 5 out of 6. So I can conclude, how many batches can he make? Well, I have one group of 6/8 and 5/6. So my answer is 1 and 5/6, right? Because we're making groups of 6/8 and I was able to make 1. But from the second group, I only had 5 out of 6. Xavier has enough to make 1 and 5/6 batches. So let's look at example number 1. There's a few steps here. It says, step 1, decide on an interpretation. Step 2, draw a model. Step 3, find the answer. 4, choose a solution. And 5, set up a situation based upon the model. So let's see what this looks like. I have 1/2 divided by 1/8. And where it says decide on an interpretation, for this lesson, we're going to be using measurement. So for all the step 1s, it's just measurement interpretation. And I'm going to move on to draw a model. So let me go back one step. Before I can do anything, I look at my denominators, and I have 1/2 divided by 1/8. I need to find the lowest common multiple, which is 8. So my new denominator is 8. I apologize, I don't know what happened here. So I now have 4/8 divided by 1/8. And to draw the model, I first need to draw 4/8. So here's my model, here's my tape diagram. And I'm going to partition my tape diagram into 8 equal parts, right? Because I have 4/8 divided by 1/8. I apologize, into 8 equal parts, because 4/8 and 1/8, right? They're out of eighths. And I know the value of each unit is 1/8. So I'm going to go ahead and label my units. And you don't need to label them. I just like to label them to show each unit has a value of 1/8, and if I add them, I get 8/8, which equals one whole tape diagram. Okay, now I need to see, shade in 4/8, 1, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, and I'm going to label that 4/8. Next, I need to see how many groups of 1/8 are in 4/8. So here's 1 group, 2 groups of 1/8, 3 groups of 1/8, 4 groups of 1/8. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 groups of 1/8. So for step 3, for find the answer, we kind of already did that. We know the answer is 4, right? We started with 1/2 divided by 1/8. We knew that we had to find common denominators, and that the denominator is 8. And we ended up with 4/8 divided by 1/8. And we know that the answer is 4, because there are 4 1/8 in 4/8. Now, where it says choose a unit, you get to choose your measurement. Do you want to use pounds? Like, are you working, because remember we're writing a story, so if you're baking, you might use ounces. If you're running, you might say miles or yards. I'm going to use yards and set up a situation based upon the model. So this is where the learning target said you will write your own stories. I'm going to write a story using the model that we wrote, right? Using the original problem we started with. So here is my story. Lisa has 1/2 yard of ribbon. For every party decoration, she needs 1/8 yard. How many party decorations can she make? So as you can clearly see, I use the original problem, right? She has 1/2 yard. And we had 1/8. And so what you're going to do for the next portion is you're going to use the same division problem, but you are going to write your own story. Feel free to use mine as a reference. And again, I use yards, but you can use miles, ounces, pounds, depending on your story. So for the next part where it says exercise 1, you are going to write your story using the same numbers we just used. And I want you to complete example 2. Example 2 is just like example 1 and exercise 2. And I will see you guys later. Have a great day.